You can probably tell this by looking. I'm no stranger to a late night snack. You can laugh at it. It's okay. You didn't have to. It felt like you were held in for a second there. And I'm no stranger to sort of a late night snack. And what happens? But so when the panic comes out is when I love late night snacks, but I'm always worried about being judged by the cashier that's working behind. If you go to like a service station or something, there's always someone behind the cashier, the counter. And so I've innovated this technique, which you can use if you want. What I'll do is I'll go up to the thing and I'll put down all the chockies and chips and whatever else I'm getting. But then on top of that, I'll put a bouquet of flowers and a box of Tampax as well. And I give this kind of like, what are you going to do kind of face to the guy. And they're always like, man, you're a really good boyfriend. You're a really, really caring partner. And so this move has served me well for several years. I need to, at this point, say I am going to explain where they all go because people get really stuck on that, apparently. They spend the rest of the show thinking about where... So don't worry, we're going to answer that question later on. I never thought I'd have to explain this in a show to people, but they apparently really, it's like a thought in their mind. So you've been doing this for a while. And then, so what changed is, this is a story that's over the course of several years, but I moved to like a sort of, not rural, but kind of on the edges of town. And what happens in those supermarkets is they don't have the self-checkouts, and it's just, you only have the option of the person behind the checkout, and it's always the same guy every time. So what happened was I'm doing my move, and he's telling me I'm a great caring partner, but we sort of struck up like a little bit of a rapport over this course of about 6 months or something like that. And he started giving me like kind of relationship advice, and he like recommended a nicer brand of tampons. He said he's got teenage daughters, and he's a great guy. We sort of, chatting, and, I'm just going along with this. And so then, I had sort of given him a description of what this hypothetical girlfriend looked like. And, he'd ask questions about the relationship and everything. And time goes on. And then I must have gotten lazy, or I forgot or something, because I went for a while without buying any. And he kind of noticed, and he was like, oh, you haven't bought any, for a while. Are you two expecting a little one soon? Right? And I'm about 6 months deep into this kind of situation now, and I felt too awkward to kind of come clean about it, because I thought I'm going to have to see this guy like every week. So I just went, yeah, that's, got a little one on the way. And he's like, I recognize that's the face of a scared first-time father anywhere. And he starts giving me real solid parenting advice, like things like, you can spend all the money in the world on them, but the thing that they're really going to remember is time you spent with them, which is solid advice, right? Like that's, I feel terrible about this, and so we sort of continue on, and he starts, this child, in theory is getting older, and so he starts asking me, what am I thinking? Play school? Am I thinking, what am I thinking of taking? Which there's a few in the local area, and you can only fob that off for a few, for a limited amount of time before you have to kind of start engaging with the conversation. So I found myself up at like 11 at night researching all the kindergartens in the local area, just trying to find the one that suits my lifestyle. This one's got a good developmental program. Drop-off looks like it's going to be healthy. I'm putting in a lot of homework for this because I'm too awkward to come clean with this guy, this poor guy. And, again, the child continues to grow. And he gets me to come along to this, like, young dads thing on every Thursday with him. And I'm, just attending that again, too awkward to come clean for this child that doesn't exist. And then probably three or 4 years into the kind of into this. Look, I don't come out well on this. So about three or 4 years into this, I made a horrible mistake, because I actually got a real girlfriend, and yeah, I went into this. Fuck you. So yeah, get a real girlfriend, and we enter the place, and I realise I lock eyes with him across the across the supermarket, and I realized she doesn't match the description of the woman that I've been like, basically married to in his mind. And I saw him kind of clock me, and then he just sort of went. And like, to his credit, like, he didn't squeal on me there. He didn't say anything when we came through the checkout, but like, he was furious the next time I went through. He was yelling at me and stuff. He was like, "The fuck is wrong with you, man? You have a beautiful wife and child at home waiting for you, and you're gonna throw it all away to hang out with that dirty skank." And I was like, "Oh, Clive, please, that's my actual girlfriend you're talking about." So I thought, okay, man, I think this was the point. I thought I really should come clean with him at this point. So I said to him, "Look, Clive, got to be honest with you. About 6 months ago, she divorced me and got custody of the kid, moved down to Gore. I'll probably never see them again, so you should just stop asking about them." And I was hoping that was going to be the end of it. But he was like, he doubled down. He was like, "Nah, fuck that. It's important for you to be in this child's life. You got to quit your job. You got to get rid of your house. You got to move down to Gore." And like, my father left when I was young, and it really took a piece of me with him, and I was never quite the same again. He's really laying it on thick, right? And so I thought, oh Lordy, I better tell him the actual truth at this point. So I said, "Look, she died." No, I didn't say that. She's been through enough, right? I mean, to be fair, I was a great imaginary boyfriend for the first, 3 years. Got a little rocky after that. But I said, so I did come clean, and I told him about told him about my little move and how I felt too awkward to come clean with him, and I told him everything. And he was just kind of silent for a minute, and I thought he was going to be really angry with me. And then he just burst out laughing, and he was like, "Yeah, I know. I play bowls with your granddad every Sunday." He actually said this. He said, "I just wanted to see how far I could push you." Do you know what the funny thing is? There's legitimately a photo of him and my granddad in the mantle at their house. And I never picked up it was the same guy. Oh, goodness. So yeah, I got to, I'm in the market for a new supermarket at the moment. I don't think I can ever show my face in there again after that. As for what happens to all the tampons, I basically just give them out as party favors at the end of social events, and look under your chairs tonight, folks. But it is hard to explain. I basically have a 3-bedroom place, but it's just 2 bedrooms. You know what I mean? People ask about it. Don't worry about it. There, you don't want to go in that room. Just you'll have a lot of questions.